know Jesus, someone to hear your prayers, someone to care.
All right, all right, all right. Salutations, Acoustic Cafe. I'm the Bokman. I come out here every so often and make a fool out of myself, so you're privy to that. My honor to be here. Yeah, nice to be back in the Bridgeport groove, if you will. And not many people out here tonight, but I'm still going to throw the question out there. Are there any dog owners out there? Yes? Okay, very good. Did you happen to have a male dog, or just, it is a male dog? Okay, so we're going to keep an eye on you right there, first of all, I'll tell you that much, all right? I want to share with you guys a recent experience that I had, and it reminded me just how nasty a man's best friend can actually be. I'll tell you what, these nasty dogs. My wife, every so often she'll dog sit, you know? I'm not a huge fan of dog sitting because it really puts a crimp in my style, you know? I got a routine. I got my man cave, leave me alone. I don't want to hear an extra dog bark or nothing like that. I don't want them eating my dog's food. But, you know, we could use the money, so I said, all right, yeah, whatever. So, it was some kind of cockapoo, some kind of shit, I don't know, one of those, you know, genetically engineered hybrid dogs that are all the rave these days, you know what I mean? It's like, let's fuck with dog DNA and splice this one and that one together. You know, so anyway, yeah, whatever. I mean, you know, kind of a medium-sized dog, you know. So I'm dealing with this dog, and it was a couple weeks back, actually, and my wife and I decided we're going to have a romantic interlude. You know what I'm saying? We don't get to do that often now, you know. Got a 6-year-old daughter and stuff, and got to, you know, worry about her busting in the room, but we had an opportunity, and the time was right. The mood was good. So, we're doing our thing, you know. And I gotta tell you, I'm feeling like real stud, because my wife's eyes are rolling around the back of her head, her toes are curling. I'm feeling like, yeah, I'm in the pocket, I'm doing everything. You know, I'm about to start making faces you don't see, except at an exorcism when you're casting out demons. You know what I mean? Anybody ever seen those? So, I mean, we're like almost there, man, and I'm proud of myself, you know what I mean? Because, you know, it's gonna be, you know, not all about me. The next thing I know, I feel something. I feel something in my ass. And I said, well, that feels kind of good. Then I realized, wait a minute, my wife's still there. She's really incoherent, don't know what's going on. You know, she's about to start speaking in tongues. No pun intended. So I said, okay, not my wife. We didn't invite a third party into this situation. What the fuck? Well, I turn and look over my shoulder, only to find this dog-sitting ass-eater eating my ass, tongue in my ass. I said, oh my goodness gracious. Let me tell you something, okay? I've never felt so violated in my life. That's what happens with that whole situation. With me, anyway. I'll tell you what, unless you're a real freak. And I'm pretty freaky, but that kind of freak I ain't into. You know what I mean? I was telling this story to a kid, actually, and he says to me, do you have peanut butter in your ass? I said, no, I didn't have no fucking peanut butter in my ass. And then he says, you must have peanut butter in your ass. I didn't know I ain't got no fucking peanut butter in my ass. I said, what the fuck are you doing with peanut butter and dogs? That's what I want to know. Boom. Peanut butter in my ass. No! I felt violated by this dog. Anyway, I was proud of myself. I was able to take care of my wife. You know, that was the priority. But myself, well, you know, my balls, well, they were blue. You know, a few different shades of them, that's for sure. And I wasn't very happy, to say the least. Anyway, disgusting, man. Disgusting, nasty, nasty dog. Male dog. Always seems to be male on male. I don't know if you've noticed that. So, you know, and this all happened within the, you know, 2-3 days span of time. The very next day, now I own a dachshund, a miniature dachshund. You know, one of those little hot dogs, real cute, man. He's real cute. We call him a weasel. He's a weasel. So anyway, we got some friends over in the afternoon. You know, our friend, it's my daughter's friend and her mom, and they brought over their new puppy. He's some kind of another fucking spliced up shit, Cavalier or something or other. I don't know. He's cute though. He's cute. And we got a neighbor's dog over too. And I think his name is Whisper Biscuit or some shit. I don't know. It's a male dog too, you know? So anyway, it's always funny. It's always funny to see people's reactions when dogs start fucking each other. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, here's my little hot dog, the poor little bastard, you know? And he's getting banged right out of the gate by this puppy Cavalier. I mean, it was just Very inappropriate. I felt bad for him. He was yelping at one point. And of course you got the young girls there saying, "What are they doing, Daddy? Why is he hurting him?" So, you're trying to put a spin on this whole thing. So they're not traumatized by it. The parents and the other women are kind of, everyone's just kind of pretending it's not happened. Let's ignore it, Well, I'm the only one like, man, this ain't right. I mean, we're getting gang rape prison style here. My poor fucking dog, his ears are on the ground, he's yelping, the red rocket's coming out of the other one. You know what I'm saying? That lipstick's out of the sheep, I'll tell you. And I'm like, oh, this is going to get really bad here. I better do something, because nobody else seems to be, It's kind of like when you got that snot hanging in your nose, man, you hope somebody at least says, hey, you got a booger on your nose, you know what I mean? I appreciate that, But, so I finally decided I'm gonna step in here and try to separate these two, save the rape victim, But this one dog's rabid, it won't let go, man. I get it off and it keeps coming back, and, everyone's like, oh, it'll stop. So anyway, my poor dog, he gets ass raped. You know what I'm saying? I felt really bad for him. And I had to tell my daughter, well, it's just what dogs do to, mark their territory, and they become friendly that way, I don't want to tell her that, male dogs have gay sex often, and, I'm just not quite sure, which way they swing. But the next day, okay, after feeling horrible for my dog, the next day, we got company over again, and here comes the Cavalier. And I'm just saying to myself, man, you gotta be kidding me. We didn't learn the first time? What do you think, this dog's not gonna want to fuck him again now? Well, guess what?
It's a good start.
That dog, the puppy, starts to engage in inappropriate activity again. But this time, my dog is able to turn the tables, and now he's the one pitching, and that one's catching. And there's another dog, Whisker Biscuits, joined in now, and they're gang raping the Cavalier, man. I said, holy cow! And I felt bad for my wiener there a little while ago. Damn, he's a rat bastard, how quickly he changes, huh? I tell you, he was running like he was the prison, guard in there, taking care of business. But, it's always funny. You go to a dog park, too, and, dogs, man, they eat their shit, and then they kiss our faces. That's wonderful. But they always like to sniff each other's butts, say hello. And on occasion, you get the dogs at the dog park that, want to engage in doggy style sex. And the owners are there, and it's very uncomfortable. It's one of those uncomfortable, awkward moments, But I guess if you end up getting a date with one of those, dog owners, you can pretty much guarantee there's some kind of freakiness, you know what I mean? You're gonna have a freaky date. But, people always just they want to ignore it, pretend it's not happening, woo-hoo-hoo, And I'm like, hey, the red rocket's coming out here, man, you know what I mean? And, I'm the kind of guy I like to step up and speak up and, stop these things from happening, before they go too far. Because I'll tell you what, I had a traumatic experience as a child. And I'll end with this, okay? I was a child, about 8 years old. I was at a friend of my mom's, she'd take me up there. So they put me in the TV room, a little bag of chips and whatever else. And I'm watching TV, and they're in the kitchen, within an eye shot. And there's a dog, This dog pursues to hump my leg. I mean, it grabs hold of my leg, and it won't get off, and I'm trying to shake it off, get it off, get it off, get it off. Next thing I know, I see his lipstick is coming out, and I don't know what's going on here, and I'm screaming at my mom and the other woman, hey, help, help, help. And the only response I get is, oh, he'll stop. Yeah, he stopped all right. You know when he stopped? When he came on my fucking leg. All right. Hey, I'm the Bokman. Thank you, you few people that are here. I hope I was entertaining a little bit. You have a good evening, and I hopefully be back again. Bye-bye.